Kukuche.
Koguche.
Breakup is a tough thing. It's a tough thing. It happens to many of us. It happens to many of us, and it's part of a journey as a man. It's a phase, you know. Men, you have to have experiences. You have to have experiences. You have to have a journey to become a man. To have that wisdom. You can't just have wisdom just in the other parts of life. You know, so romantically, relationship-wise, you need to have that, that knowledge to tackle these women out here. It's a jungle. It's a jungle. You know, you can be dating a woman for 5, 10 years, then she just wakes up one morning and she doesn't see anything between you. You know, but you have kids with her, then there's blink of an eye, everything, just poof. Yeah, so I have my main guy here. Decided to come share with us kidogo. Tell us one or two stuff, Now I've been talking a lot, but let my main guy tell us. He'll introduce himself, by the way. Then we get to know him and what it's all about.
Yeah, what's up, everyone? My name is Alfred. You can call me Alfie. And let's see what we'll achieve today, speaking about breakups. And perhaps a good way we can start this is by saying you can never know something that somebody else is going through, not unless you've experienced it yourself. What do you think?
Yeah. As they say, you just don't know what is going on in their head. What they say is not what they think. What they say is not what they think, and anything can happen. Today it might be a beautiful day with them. Tomorrow it can just be ruins. And I just have to journey on. And maybe if you do believe in marriage, if you do believe in having a spouse, then you'll continue searching and find your person, your soulmate, your twin flame, and all that stuff, But we do hope. It's wild, but humans are humans. Humans are unpredictable. What they say is not what they think. As I told you guys, recently saw a post we checked out of a guy. I don't know what went down.
Yeah, it was I believe a man in Kiambu. After 4 years of marriage, the girl decided to quit, or the woman decided to quit. I believe the man will always invest in a marriage or in a relationship. I even heard that there was they did a 4.5 million a wedding.
So was the wedding before or after the 4 years being together?
No, like what normally happens, a wedding, then they live their life for 4 years. Yeah. And something that made me think a lot is, how do you stay with somebody for 4 years, okay, and all of a sudden you just quit? And for me, I believe perhaps maybe there is more effort that can be put into
So basically, the guy thought that he has started a family and he's now settling down. Little did they know that apparently his ex-wife they've now left each other. His now ex-wife didn't see the same way as the guy thought. So 4 years down the line, and
that's a long time.
That's a long time.
Though from what I've seen TikTok and Facebook, people giving their testimonies, there are people who have been married for 30 years.
30 years.
And then the woman decides to quit, right? Which is quite, I don't know, it's abnormal, if you can say that. Yeah. But I believe what I want to say today is women or girls can be smooth criminals.
That women are kind of fickle creatures, they kind of go with the wind. Where the wind blows is where they head. So maybe there are good ones out here. Maybe there are the lucky ones who have actually survived through marriage. Until they've grown together, but
happily ever after.
But this day and age, Pileveta doesn't kind of exist. You know, everybody's dating this, somebody's dating that, who is cheating on who. It's wild. Somebody's cheating on a friend, somebody's cheating on a friend, and everybody's cheating on each other. We have now the somebody who has their own personal preference, dating a Chile, dating a fellow girl, a girl dating a fellow girl, a guy dating a fellow guy. So it's wild out here. Everybody's just going nuts, and you're just trying to find yourself in it. As I look for the guy dating 4 years, and apparently turns out he was in it alone.
Yes.
Because realistically speaking, they do. Nobody just wakes up one morning and says that they're done with it. It's something they've thought about. So it means they've always known. Deep down, the woman always knew what she wanted, and she never saw that whole picture that you thought you had with her. You know, it's that's
And
why.
I feel like it's only women who have the luxury of piling stuff up or falling out of love slowly, gradually, and you are just there. Maybe you'll be working or
Yeah.
you'll be providing, but for them, I maybe something they can improve on is to be straight up when they feel like this love is now fading or waning.
Because now, as for the guy, by the time the anyways, you know, most guys we usually get, we just usually zone out in our work and what we do. So most of the time won't actually know what's going on until when it's finally out there. You're like, what? Because no problem. The guy was just working, doing his thing. He doesn't notice the little stuff that happened in his marriage, and he just brushed them off as just his wife being paranoid, being emotional, going through her cramps, but he wasn't noticing the little details. Because most guys don't notice the little details. Most guys just get involved in our work, get involved in our gym, anything that we passionate about. We just zone out in it, and we just fail to notice the cracks in the relationship until it's too late. And when it's finally just out there and the woman is just done with you, then you're like, I thought I was doing everything right. I thought I was providing. I thought I was doing everything for her birthdays, your honeymoon, everything that she expected you to do. You did it, but for some reason, she just wasn't satisfied with what you were doing, and you just left thinking, was it all worth it? Was it all worth it?
I think guys should be given credit for doing what they think would satisfy or make this girl happy. I believe they should be given credit for that. It doesn't matter if
Appreciation.
yes, it doesn't matter if what you did was not exactly what she wanted, or if the things you did, there were other things that you did that did not make her happy. We should be given credit for those things we did at our best to make them happy. It doesn't matter if it was gifts, if it was a little time, if it was. There are many things that that guys did.
As they say, the little stuff do matter. The little things do matter. You know, now this day and age, with TikTok, with socials, kind of messing up minds of everyone. It cuts across, anyways. It cuts across, but the thing is, it ruins people's marriages. People having an imagination or the expectation of something that isn't. As long as the person is giving you their best to the capacity, appreciate that. Appreciate that. No matter how small, no matter how big it is, it was given out of love.
Exactly.
The main point was it was given out of love. It wasn't given out of just them giving you out of whatever, but they were giving it out of love. And if you do notice the little stuff, you'll actually get to appreciate them. But another thing is, some people out here just don't see the same way. People just want the guy. People, they feel like they're entitled to it. It should be more of an appreciation more than an entitlement, because the person is basically appreciating you, and you're supposed to show the same energy back, get the same thing back, not feel like the person was entitled to do it. They were entitled to do shit for them. They were entitled to marry you. They were entitled to pay the dowry. They weren't entitled to marry you, they weren't entitled to be with you. He just felt that you were the person for them, and they decided to see the long way with you. So it's, I don't know why people do what they do, but
Yeah.
I don't know why people do what they do.
Recently I saw somebody on TikTok. He wrote a message for people to respond to, that what is one line that a girl has used on you that left you speechless on what have I been doing all this time. And I reflected on personal experiences, and this line, this girl told me that um that uh, for you, if you can, if how can I say this, um, if I can use Kiswahili maybe, wewe unaweza vumilia my weaknesses, right? You can vumilia my weaknesses and stay in the relationship, but for me, if I feel like I cannot vumilia, I can just log out, which I feel is a bit unfair.
Yeah,
right? If
you
kama
know,
mimi
it cuts both ways.
Exactly.
It cuts both ways. There's no way one can say that they have to put up with your shit, but them can't put up with your shit.
Exactly, at the same level, with the same energy, with the same effort. So I believe, I don't know, I don't know if this is narcissistic, but I don't know, maybe it kind of is, because if I give so much effort to maintain or sustain a relationship, I believe you have to do the same. You cannot say that Amina is a vumilia, that you are this and that, okay? But for me, if I feel like some of your traits are overboard, I can just log out. I don't want to put any effort. I think that is unfair. And like we said earlier, guys do give a lot. Guys, when they love, they
They do invest.
They
Guys
do.
invest. Most guys invest. Apart from the players, but most guys invest. We look at life more as an investment rather than just joyriding and jumping up here and there. But we just look at it more as an investment. As he was saying, it cuts both ways. It's a two-way street. Doesn't go one way. Me putting up with your shit doesn't mean I should also just brush off whatever shit you're doing and pretend like nothing is happening. It's, as a relationship, as they do say, the basis of it is communication and
Exactly.
honesty, loyalty, and talking about what's going on. There's no way somebody talks about their own point of view and you don't want to see it their way, but when you put out your view, you want us to see it your way.
And what you described last day is what is called accountability. So we both have to be accountable.
Both.
Yes, both of us. You cannot say this and I say that, and this does not apply to you. So I lately have had a personal experience, which I will not talk about.
As you know, so every guy has a villain story anyway. Every guy has the villain story that
Yes.
makes them now, as they say, becoming a man. That's journeys of becoming a man, relationship wise, financially wise. Every journey as a man, you have to go through it. You can't just wake up one morning and you're just all wise. When you have 40 years down the line, when you're 45, and you now reflect, you can now advise on one or two stuff.
Exactly. Now probably I can advise my son later
Yeah.
on that this is what happened. But it has been a tough time. I'm one of those guys who can say I cried for.
Yeah, you're just talking about personal experience.
Yes.
I can't cut him off, but you're talking about something. You're talking about something.
Yes, I'm one of those guys who can certainly say I cried for a girl because of how much I gave, how much energy I gave to the relationship. But I felt like I was hit by a smooth criminal. It happened suddenly. I don't know if there was a guy out there. I don't know if just girls being loyal only to themselves, only to their feelings. But it happened, yes, and I felt really hurt. But that is not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about a friend of mine who also this happened to him, and it left him really sad.
Mm.
Yes, it left him really sad. Um, we were roommates in college. We were roommates. I've been privileged to study in the US, so we were roomies with him, and there was this chick he had been dating for like, I believe, 3 or 2 years. Quite a long relationship. Quite a long relationship, and feelings were pretty strong. Feelings were pretty strong. They even had public, how do you call them?
Public intimacies, you know,
Yes.
the kissing, you know, like the lady just wanted to show the guy that she wanted the whole world to know. But at the same time, I do say, do not ever like trust what a lady does for you. Know what they do. Then they're just emotional beings. They are very emotional, so they like putting themselves out there. Them putting themselves out there doesn't mean there's no deeper meaning to it. Them showing that all that affection out there doesn't have a deeper meaning. That's just them being them. So whenever they do show such stuff, don't think like she's like trying to show the whole world or she's trying to put in effort. Because either way, the outcome shall be the same.
Exactly, exactly. So what happened is I really did see how strong this relationship was. I could see it. Everyone could see it. But then one day my roomie wakes up and shows me this letter that the chick had written. She probably even did not have the strength to air out those words, but she was basically done at the spur of the moment. She was done. She was done. Pretty much what happened to me as well. I was told I am done. Why? In self-denial. And these things hit a lot when you did not expect them. It's like,
Yeah, you know the hit when you least expect, as they say, you know, anything can happen, as I said. When you least expect it, and it helps you see it through it better, you know. Because, you know, boom, you're like reading the letter, and you're like trying to process what is just happening, and you just left. You just left there. You know, as I say, you just left there. You become like a no man's land, swallowed in your thoughts, swallowed in like why, what if, ifs and whys, and there's no justification. And there's one thing I can tell people that you will never find closure. There's never like closure. In such kind of scenarios, when you get dumped or you get through a breakup, there is never closure because you'll constantly run through your mind. Why? Was there anything I could have done better? There is just no way to.
it will never make sense.
It will never make sense. It's just
Never make sense.
find your own way to move past it. And if you do believe in relationships, you'll find someone. You'll find someone. You just find someone.
Who will reciprocate
Yeah.
your effort, your love and everything.
Yeah.
There is this popular relationship expert by the name of Benjamin Zulu. You've heard of him, right?
Benjamin Zulu.
He's quite vocal,
Uh-huh.
and he said something that girls or chicks or women, they change from time to time, but you see, men change too, and we cannot take away that accountability, you know. Despite I know girls have hormones that they change now and then, that today she sees you in this way, tomorrow she sees you as this an ambitious guy, this guy is not attractive anymore, this guy cannot give me this or that, this guy cannot make me happy in these ways. But can you be accountable and remember where you started?
Yeah.
Yes, where you started. And there's even a book I also saw. That you'll realize, bro, that many people have gone through this.
Yeah.
I will not be the first. You are not the first.
Yes.
Or somebody else, my friend
Yeah.
in the US wasn't the first. For me, it was so serious. I had to call my dad. I had to talk with my mom, and they're also saying that you are not the first person to go.
Actually, it was something I talked to him about a while ago. I told him you have to go through it, but as they say, you know, experience is the best teacher. So apparently, he had to go through it, and
Yeah.
he saw what he saw, and he got to learn from it anyways. He got to learn from it. Others get to learn from it at an early age. Others get to learn from it at a very older age when you're married and having kids and they pull the plug on
Imagine
you.
that stuff
Solace
happening to
in
you
it.
when you're married.
It's kind of
You don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. I think an advice I can give, I would like to give pieces of advice. I think the first is for men, love partly. Do not be sentimental. Be sentimental. Maybe if a rating out of 100, be 20% sentimental. Leave the 80% to reality.
Leave 20%
To reality.
But as they
That-
do say, most men, we deal with reality. We don't deal with fairy tales. We don't deal with the so-called imagination or the perception of something. We deal with what is. Man, that is why we now, what is it called? We differ with the ladies. No, ladies have imaginations, have fantasies of something, and as for us guys, we deal with realities. And you know, when we don't coincide at the same point, that is where now things just, you know.
Yes, you have to be careful because the fact that women really show emotion, okay, they can also affect you and feel like this is really something out of a movie. Yes. So you have to be careful that a girl who is touchy, who is lovey-dovey, does not make you get out of the reality of it. Anything can end in a moment. And I think this is something ladies are unaware of, that they switch from left to right instantly. I think they're not aware of that. They just are loyal to the emotions. Am I happy now? Let me show my happiness to the fullest. But when she's sad or angry, you also get the full proportion of it. So I believe as men, we have to be careful not to be that much sentimental. Something else I wanted to say is that there's nothing like love at first sight.
There's nothing like love.
There's nothing like love at
Love
first
grows.
sight. Boy child, do not
be fooled.
do not under no circumstance be fooled that there is love at first sight. What happens is, I can say that I want to paraphrase that statement and say that it is like at first sight. So what ladies or women or girls do is they like you at first sight. So maybe they like your appearance, or they like your charisma, they like your confidence. You know, men have different qualities.
Yeah.
Maybe just the way you look, just the way you clad, and ladies will think that is love at first sight. And I think it goes both ways, even for men, when they tell you, ladies who are watching, that there is love at first sight. No, they liked maybe your nyash, or they liked how beautiful you looked or how you dressed. They don't know really what goes on within your life.
Yeah.
Love begins when now all this liking has ended.
Yeah.
Now that is when
the honeymoon phase is done, basically.
exactly. So you basically know there is no mystery to this person anymore.
Yeah, there's no
you
mystery
know
to this person.
you know what my bro would do in the afternoons.
Yeah.
In the afternoons, I go to the mall and enjoy an ice cream. So basically, when the lady knows you pretty well, this is now when love begins. When the conversations are boring, you know, when there is nothing to talk about.
Yeah, when there's nothing to talk about,
Yes.
when there's nothing to tell each other, when the day ends, that is why now the love.
When you tell her, today I don't want us to go anywhere, let's just stay at home, let's just talk, let's just chill.
Yeah.
Today I don't
When
want
there's
to
nothing to talk about
This-
and you're together, let's just sit down in silence and enjoy each other's presence.
Will she be happy at that moment? Now that is what will tell you if this chick really loves you, right?
When you're just done with the mystery.
Exactly, because like every guy has a mystery to him.
Yeah.
And this is what maybe
Because actually, this is actually, it's usually the thrill about when you find someone. Actually, I don't think it's even love at first sight. It's that thrill and the mysteriousness you see in this person, and like, what are they all about? What makes them them? But when you do actually come to the realization, what makes them them, then you're like, oh, it is just what it is, and you're like, okay. Kumbe, it was not as I thought it was, then everything just goes.
Yeah. So as guys, we really have to be careful. We really have to be careful. something else I wanted to say is this thing called love. Do we really understand? Love is a complex concept. Love is so complex.
But they do say love is just it's a luxury. Also, if you do decide to get married, love is a luxury. After the whole honeymoon phase, after the mysterious phase, you find all is left there is responsibility to each other. It's basically that you are just now left with the responsibility to each other, the loyalty to each other, the need to always stay true to each other, and try to make sure you have a life with them. So after that, it's just responsibilities, realistically speaking. Beyond that, it's just responsibilities to each other, and nothing deep is there. So for those who still do have love in the relationships, good for you. But for others, it really just fades away. Then you just now you are now responsible to someone. That's basically what it becomes. You now become the responsibility of someone else.
Yeah, but I think we can better say commitment.
Yeah.
I think when love now it's I heard somebody say love is the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Hey, now the marriage or the relationship, but now this icing is not sufficient enough to make the cake itself. It's just the icing. The cake itself is commitment, accountability, responsibility. Mhm. When now the difficult moments come, are you able to still stay in it for it, give yourself for this person? Allow me to use a Bible verse. There is this Bible. It's very common. I believe all of you know it. John 3:16. I think John 3:16 really defines what love is. For people who are in the secular world, for Christians, for everyone who is in a relationship, John 3:16, we all know it. It talks about sacrifice, that God sacrifices that. So love is about sacrifice. If you understand it in that way, I believe there is no way you can wake up one day.
It's the basic analogy to it, and there's no way around it, basically.
You cannot wake up one day and say, I'm done with this guy. Where is the sacrifice in that?
Yeah.
This guy gave you his life. He gave you his time. And when a guy loves, the moment a guy loves, he gives his all. So I think we have to realize that life is about sacrifice. We have to sacrifice. We have to give our all. And if we don't, then why did you ever even decide to be with this guy? As I say, when you feel like that you've experienced love at first sight, which in reality is like at first sight, you better get a room and finish up all that.
Done the infatuation.
Finish it up. Yes. Turn each other left, right, and center. Do all the somersaults and everything. Yes. After that, you'll come back to your senses, because that is not love. That was just you liked them. Yeah, because he had a certain frame, or he looked a certain way because of the way he speaks. Get a room, finish all that infatuation, and get back to reality.
Anyway, guys, we can keep talking about it day in, day out, all day, but just look out for each other.
Yeah.
And we do hope, we do find happy ever after. Maybe we'll do a part 2 on it or something, but catch you guys in the next one, and koguche.
Koguche.